In the heart of the ancient land of Umidike, surrounded by thick forest and whispering streams, lived a woman named Nnenna. She was known far and wide, not just for her beauty, which the sun itself seemed to envy, but for her unyielding rejection of children. Children, she would scoff, her gold earrings dancing with every shake of her head. They are noisy, filthy, and ungrateful. They bring pain in birth and more pain in life. While other women sang lullabies under moonlight and clapped joyfully when new babies arrived, Nnenna turned away. She would hiss and retreat into her compound, muttering, "I was not born to be anyone's mother." Many elders called it a curse. Others whispered that the spirits had taken her womb. But the truth? Nnenna chose not to bear children. Suitors came, handsome warriors, rich traders, even a prince once, but the moment they mentioned family or children, she sent them away like flies. Years passed. Nnenna's body remained youthful, her skin untouched by time. But her eyes carried something that even she didn't understand. Emptiness. A kind of silence that only those without laughter in their homes carry. Then, one rainy season, the unexpected happened. It was on an evening when the clouds had gathered like elders in a heated meeting. The wind howled. Thunder cracked like a whip across the heavens. Nnenna was inside, sipping hot palm wine beside her fire, when she heard it. A cry. Not the wind. Not the owls. A child's cry. Sharp. Weak. Desperate. She ignored it. At first. "Someone else will find it," she muttered, covering her ears. But the cry returned, louder. Triller. Like it was calling her name. Grumbling, Nnenna stepped into the storm. Her wrapper clung to her legs, soaked in seconds. She followed the sound past her compound, past the udala tree, until she reached the edge of the forest. There, lying on a mat of soaked leaves, barely wrapped in cloth, was a baby. No more than a few days old. Its lips trembled. Its eyes, barely open, stared at her, like they knew her. She stood still. Her heart beat fast. Not out of fear. But something deeper. Something forgotten. "No. I don't do children," she whispered. But her legs moved forward. Her arms bent. She lifted the child. It was light, frighteningly so. And warm, too warm. Feverish. Nnenna didn't think. She ran back home, holding the baby against her chest. That night, she fed it warm goat milk with her own hands, laid it on her sleeping mat, and sang a lullaby she didn't even know she remembered. The next morning, the baby's fever broke. And Nnenna, the same Nnenna who hated children, sat by its side, smiling. Tears rolled down her cheeks, strange and silent. She named him Obina, meaning a father's heart, even though she wasn't his mother. Days turned into weeks. Nnenna now carried him on her back to the stream. She washed his little clothes herself. Villagers watched in awe. "Has she gone mad?" some whispered. "She's been touched by the gods," others said. But Nnenna didn't care what they thought. Obina became her world. She laughed more. She sang more. At night, she told him stories about her childhood, something she had never spoken of in years. And just when she thought she had found peace, the unexpected happened again. Nnenna woke one morning to find Obina burning with fever again, this time worse than before. His tiny limbs twitched. His lips were dry. His breath came in shallow gasps. "No, no, no. Not again," she murmured, rocking him gently. "You fought once, my son. Fight again." She called the village herbalist, the best in all Umidike. An old man with a white beard and fingers stained green from years of roots and leaves. He mixed herbs and whispered incantations. He did all he could. But the fever did not leave. 3 days passed. Nnenna did not sleep. She didn't eat. She sat by Obina's side, holding his tiny hand, watching every breath like it was his last. The strong woman who once rejected children was now praying to every god, every spirit, every ancestor she had ever denied. "Take me," she cried one night, kneeling before her fire. "If it's my blood you want, take it. But don't take this child. Not him. He gave me back something I didn't know I'd lost." Thunder rumbled. The candle went out. The room grew still. Then, a whisper. A voice only Nnenna heard. It came not from outside but from deep within her. "Will you love what you once rejected, even if it leaves you in pain?" "Yes," she cried, tears running like rain. "I'll love him even if it breaks me." The room warmed. Obina stirred. Just a little. A breath. Then another. His eyelids fluttered. The fever didn't disappear instantly, but something changed. Something shifted. Over the next few days, he slowly recovered. The villagers came to visit, bringing yams, oil, even a live chicken. They called Nnenna Mother of Mercy, she who found her heart. Some women wept at her door, asking her to bless their own children. Even those who had mocked her before now knelt before her. But Nnenna remained humble. Her joy wasn't in praise. It was in Obina's smile. Years passed. Obina grew strong and wise beyond his age. He loved books, stories, and silence, just like the woman who raised him. When he was 10, he asked Nnenna a question that froze her heart. "Mama, where are my real parents?" She paused. The fire crackled beside them. "I don't know, my son," she answered truthfully. "But I believe the gods placed you here, with me, for a reason." Obina nodded, his eyes deep and calm. "Then this is where I belong." And Nnenna hugged him tighter than ever. But the gods, they were not done. One morning, a stranger arrived in Umidike. A tall woman, dressed in royal blue, with gold anklets and a traveling staff carved with sacred symbols. Her eyes scanned the village, restless. She stopped in front of Nnenna's compound. "I'm looking for a child," she said, voice firm. "A boy left at the edge of the forest 11 years ago." Nnenna's heart thundered in her chest. Nnenna stood still, her fingers unconsciously gripping the edge of her wrapper. The woman's gaze was piercing, the kind that could see past silence and straight into the truth. What child?" Nnenna asked, her voice a whisper. The woman stepped forward, lifting her chin. "His name was never spoken. I left him at the edge of the forest the night the war came to our kingdom. I was told he died. But I've searched every year, every village. And my dreams brought me here." Nnenna's knees weakened, but she stood firm. "Why did you leave him?" "I had no choice," the woman said, her voice cracking for the first time. "I was a queen, but powerless to protect him when the palace fell. I sent him with my maid, but she vanished. I searched the battlefield. I mourned him as lost." She removed the pendant from around her neck, a tiny bronze carving of a lion cub. "He wore the twin of this when he was born." Nnenna's breath caught. She turned slowly, walked into her hut, opened the clay pot beneath her bed, and pulled out something wrapped in red cloth. With trembling hands, she unfolded it. Inside was the lion cub pendant. The stranger, the queen, gasped and dropped to her knees, clutching it to her chest. "My son, he lives." At that moment, Obina stepped out of the house. Now a young man, tall and proud, with a calmness that made even storms seem shy. He saw the kneeling woman. Saw Nnenna's face. Saw the pendant in her hands. "Mama," he said, confused. Nnenna looked at him, eyes glistening. "Come here, my son." He came, slowly, unsure. She held his hands, placed the pendant in one palm, and whispered, "This woman, she gave birth to you. But I raised you." The gods placed you in my arms that night. I loved you, even when I didn't know how. Obinna looked at the pendant, then at the queen. Then back at Nnenna. There was silence. The kind of silence only hearts can speak through. The queen stood and walked toward him. I am your mother by blood, she said, voice soft. But I do not ask for your loyalty. I only ask to know the child I lost. Obinna nodded slowly. Then he did something that made both women cry. He knelt before Nnenna, placed the pendant around her neck, and said, You may have rejected children once, but the gods made you a mother when it mattered most. You are not my step. You are my soul. Nnenna could not hold back her tears. Even the queen wept, her royal pride melting under the truth of love and time. They didn't fight over him. They didn't tug on his heart like rope. Instead, they formed something sacred, an unexpected family. From that day, the village spoke of Nnenna the redeemed, the woman who once rejected children, only to become mother to a king. Because Obinna, the child she found in the storm, would later return to the fallen kingdom, reclaim his father's throne, and rule with wisdom far beyond his years. But even as king, when asked who raised him, he would smile and say, My real mother lives in a humble hut in Umidike. Her name is Nnenna. And she saved me, long before I ever wore a crown. Years rolled on like the great river Niger, steady, unstoppable. Obinna became known far and wide as Obinna the Just, the boy who rose from the forest to the throne. Under his rule, peace returned to the broken kingdom of Oru. Farms flourished. Trade blossomed. Songs of joy replaced war chants. But even as a ruler, Obinna never lost his humility. He kept Nnenna close, not in a palace, for she refused the grandeur, but in a house he built for her on a hill just outside Umidike. A simple place with a wide veranda, surrounded by udala trees and the laughter of children. Yes, children. For as fate would have it, Nnenna, once the woman who rejected even the sound of babies, became the heart of the village's children. Mothers brought their little ones to her hut for stories, for wisdom, for warmth. And she gave it freely. She taught girls how to weave stories into fabric. She taught boys how to respect women. She taught them all that strength was not in raising one's voice, but in listening to the whispers of truth. One evening, as the sun melted into gold on the horizon, Nnenna sat on her stool with a group of children at her feet. Obinna visited often, but that day was special. He came on horseback, wearing not his crown but a simple robe, his sword sheathed at his side. He stood quietly behind the group of children, listening. Nnenna was telling a story, the same one she had told Obinna as a child, when he was feverish and weak. The leopard and the tortoise raced, but it was the tortoise who won, not with speed, but with wisdom. Because the gods do not always bless the loudest. Sometimes, they bless the patient. The children giggled. One little girl raised her hand. Mama Nnenna, were you ever patient? Nnenna smiled. A slow, knowing smile. I wasn't, she said. Not until a stormy night brought me a crying bundle from the forest. And that cry taught me everything I didn't know about love. The children clapped. Obinna stepped forward then, tall and proud, but with tears in his eyes. He knelt before her once more, though now he was a man, a king, with the strength of 10. I have ruled lands, he said. I have won battles. But my greatest victory was being raised by your hands, Mama. Nnenna pulled him into a hug. Her bones were frail now, her hair fully silver, but her spirit burned brighter than ever. And that night, Umidike celebrated. Drums rang through the valley. Fires burned tall. Elders danced. Children sang. Even the queen, Obinna's birth mother, attended, laughing alongside Nnenna, now her sister in faith. But as stars scattered across the sky and silence returned to the hill, Nnenna sat alone, looking at the heavens. I see now, she whispered to the wind. The gods never punished me. They were only waiting for me to open my heart. And far above, the stars blinked. Like they agreed. She closed her eyes, smiling. But fate had one last twist in store. For someone else was watching from the shadows. Someone from Nnenna's past. A man. A secret. And a story yet untold. Nnenna, the woman who once vowed never to touch a child, became a mother not just to one, but to an entire generation. Her story echoed through village fires and moonlit gatherings, a living folktale of redemption, love, and the unpredictable ways the gods mold our destinies. Obinna ruled with the strength of a lion and the heart of a child, her child. The queen, once broken by loss, found healing not through power, but through shared motherhood. And the village of Umidike became known as the place where love rewrote fate. When Nnenna finally passed, in her sleep, with Obinna holding her hand, the sky itself mourned. Rain fell gently, like a whisper from the gods. She was buried beneath the Udola tree where she first found Obinna, and children still gather there to this day. They sit in a circle, eyes wide, asking, "Tell us the story of the woman who didn't want children, but became the greatest mother of all." And every time, it begins the same way. She rejected children, and then the unexpected happened. If you like our stories, like and share to your families, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.